What did your sibling do that ruined your life? My older sister used to keep records of everything, not journals, evidence. She called them family archives. At first, everyone thought it was cute. When she was little, she'd write things down in tiny notebooks. What mom cooked, which movie dad picked, who got to sit in the front seat. She remembered birthdays nobody else remembered. Then I was born, and apparently I became her biggest unfinished record. She was 4 years older than me and decided very early that I was the reason life stopped being fair. Every Christmas, she'd compare gifts. Every birthday, she'd count guests. Every vacation, she'd measure photos. She made charts, not as a joke, actual charts. At 11 years old, she made a color-coded binder labeled Family Balance. Inside were categories: attention, money, time, sacrifices. Under my name, she'd write things like, Dad missed my recital because of her dentist appointment. Mom spent $42 more on her school clothes. 3 extra bedtime stories. She kept running totals. My parents thought ignoring it would make her outgrow it. It didn't. It just got smarter. By high school, she stopped arguing in the moment. Instead, she collected. If I borrowed mom's car, logged. If dad helped me study, logged. If someone congratulated me, logged. Then months later, she'd pull out receipts. Literal receipts. You got 6 rides this month. Dad attended 4 of your events and only 2 of mine. You owe me. She said that phrase constantly. You owe me. And somehow everyone started acting like she had a point. Mom would apologize for spending time with me. Dad would cancel things with me to avoid another fight. I stopped asking for help. Stopped celebrating things. Stopped sharing achievements. Because every good thing that happened to me became evidence against me. When I got accepted into a good college, I didn't even tell anyone for 2 weeks. Because I knew she'd find a way to make it about loss. She did. She sat everyone down with a slideshow. Not exaggerating. A slideshow. It was called The Cost of Favoritism. 42 slides, graphs, photos, screenshots, calculations of estimated money spent on me since childhood. She concluded that the family had invested more in me and therefore future resources should prioritize her. She wanted my parents to contribute less toward my housing because she was behind in returns. I remember sitting there thinking, this isn't jealousy anymore. This is accounting. My parents still tried keeping peace. Big mistake, because every compromise taught her the system worked. Years later, mom got diagnosed with a serious illness. I moved home. I reduced my hours. I took her to appointments. Cooked, cleaned, handled medications. My sister visited maybe once every couple weeks, but she started documenting again. Only now she framed it differently. She said I was creating emotional dependency. That mom preferred me because I was always there. She demanded scheduled care shifts. Then she started timing visits. Then she accused me of excluding her. She'd arrive with printed schedules and ask questions like, how many minutes were you in mom's room yesterday? At one point, she asked mom directly, if she wasn't here, would you love me more? Mom cried. And my sister wrote down the answer. That's when something finally clicked for dad. He realized he'd spent 20 years negotiating with a scoreboard instead of parenting. He told my sister something I'd never heard him say before. There was never a competition. She laughed, actually laughed, and said, that's easy to say when she already won. Dad told her to leave. She didn't speak to us for months. Mom passed away the following year. After the funeral, my sister handed me an envelope. Inside was a spreadsheet. Title, Lifetime Imbalance Report. Pages and pages estimating attention, money, opportunities, and emotional labor. Final line, you took more than your share. For the first time in my life, I didn't defend myself. I wrote one sentence across the front. Love isn't something you can lose because someone else received it. Then I mailed it back. We haven't spoken in 3 years. And honestly, what ruined my life wasn't her obsession. It was growing up believing I had to earn the right to exist without costing someone else love.